going on, everybody? This is Bro X, and I'm back at y'all with another reading video. Now, I said we was gonna add a new feature to the channel where we talk about things from cryptids, scary stories, horror stories, skinwalker stories, werewolf stories, anything you can think of. We're gonna talk about it on our reading version of this channel. Now, today's topic is going to be, we're going to be talking about doppelgangers. Now, if you're not familiar with it, it's pretty much one of those things, those omens where a doppelganger is like the same version as you, like it's pretty much your twin. They said that everyone has a twin in this world, and if you finally ever meet your twin, bad things happen. They said that that's death coming upon you. So this we're gonna dive into some stories about doppelgangers. Now, before we start, I just like to give some background information about what doppelgangers initially are. So check this out. The German word doppelganger came from German writer John Paul Richard. It means an apparition or double of a living person, also known as double walker. A doppelganger is a supernatural or paranormal occurrence. You have a 1 in 135 chances of having a doppelganger. A doppelganger can be living or dead. If it is dead, it is basically you that lived before you were alive. A dead doppelganger is known to give malicious advice and come from the underworld. They will usually be your evil twin. If you see your doppelganger, it usually means a bad omen of death. But to all the stories that usually mean if you see your ghost doppelganger, if you see your real life living doppelganger, it can mean bad luck, basically. If someone else sees your doppelganger, like a friend or a family, it means that you basically will end up getting sick from like either a disease or some kind of cancer or something like that. The cause of a doppelganger is listed in many different ways. Science says everyone has a doppelganger, dead or alive. With that 1 in 135% chance, that means of living doppelgangers on the planet. Usually they're ghosts, but they are a type of demon able to shapeshift. You might not know the difference between lookalikes and doppelgangers. Well, there is. A lookalike might be someone who has some of the same facial features, while a doppelganger has everything in common. The ghost doppelgangers are usually hallucinations that have reason behind them. So we're going to get into some stories and we're going to see what's going on. These stories came from Reddit. Alright, so we got a story here. It's by He Mu Lee. This story was posted a year ago. And the title is Creepy Story About Seeing My Dad's Doppelganger. It says, this happened when I was 8 years old. I saw my dad in the bathroom wiping himself after a shower. But the problem is that he was supposed to be in office at that time. So I asked him, Dad, when did you come home? I guess meaning he was supposed to have been at his job or something. So he said, so I asked him, Dad, when did you come home? He didn't say anything. I asked again and he closed the bathroom door on my face. I went from the room, didn't think, these guys, man, they need to proofread. He said, I went from that room and didn't think much of it. 20 minutes later, Mom gave me and my little bro lunch. So we three, which is me, my mom, and my little bro, sat to eat lunch. I asked Mom, why aren't we waiting for Dad? She laughed and said, why would we wait for him? he's gonna come home tonight. I told her, but Dad is home. Then tried to explain to her. So it says we searched the house, the entire house, but couldn't find him. Creepy, right? After me and my bro fell asleep, Mom stayed awake to watch TV. I woke to Mom's scream. I rushed to look for her. Found her before that bathroom door. She hugged me and couldn't talk. I looked at the bathroom. It was empty. Asked Mom what happened. She said, saw Dad was there. Wow, he needs to proofread. She said she saw Dad in there. But why would he appear out of nowhere? She asked him when did he get home. Said she saw that thing that looked like Dad made a horribly creepy face. So she screamed, and in no time I was there. And that thing disappeared. Later, Dad came at night and we told him everything. I don't remember what we did after, but we moved out of that house. So that's very creepy. Like to see someone in your house and they're supposed to be at work, but you see them here. That's very creepy, and it really is one of those things that if these doppelgangers are paranormal or they're some kind of demon or some type of entity. Moving on to the next story. Is this the person that posted this was actually 300 days ago. The username is Blinking and Beeping. The title of the story is Doppelganger Story. It says, "Hi, I'm not sure if this belongs, but it can be explained as just a weird coincidence. But it stuck with me for a long time because it just felt like more than that. Many years ago, when I was in my early 20s, I went Christmas shopping in a neighborhood a couple of subway stops away from where I lived. It was a weekday and not too many people were out. And I was walking through, going into a few different shops I've never been to before. I walked into a little vintage shop, and the person behind the desk looked up and said, 'Oh, did you decide to come back for something?' I was confused, and she said, 'Weren't you in here a few minutes ago?' I clarified that no, I had in fact never been there before, and she must have saw someone else who maybe looked like me. I looked around and bought a hat and kept walking down the street. A couple of doors down, I saw a pet store. I didn't have any pets, but I could find some cat toys for my friends who have cats. When I walked into, the person behind the desk said, 'Oh, you're back.' I was like, 'No.' She said the same thing that the woman in the vintage store had said, that I'd been in a few minutes ago. I guess it was probably just someone who looked like me. Petite, young woman with short red hair. And happened to go into the same random stores, but still made the hairs on my neck stand on the end. We must have looked a lot alike for two different strangers to notice and comment on it. The funny thing is, I do actually have a twin, but we're fraternal twins, and he's a man and a foot taller than me." Yo, that's crazy. So again, this could be a case of just people looking alike. It's not like the first story that we read. This could easily be explained as just maybe someone that just looked like her. And you know, like with it being the store owners that seen her, like you're not really paying that much attention to big details. So they could have just had similar features, and maybe they just thought they saw the same woman or whatever. So yeah, that one's not as strange as the first story where the dad was in the bathroom but he was supposed to be at work. Like, how do you explain that? This one can kind of sort of be explained, but